close. Got her. Yeah. That's a big one. Unbelievable. That's a big one. This is an absolute giant. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yes.
Final event of the year, St. Lawrence River Bassmaster Elite Series, ALY, Rookie of the Year, Classic Cuts, Classic Requalification, winning you're in, getting the Bassmaster Classic, Fantasy Fishing, so much going on. It's going to be super exciting, and they're going to catch all kinds of big smallmouth. They're taking out of Clayton, New York. They can fish the lake, they can fish the river, they can fish Canada, they can fish the US, but the weather might not cooperate. For those of you that don't like fantasy fishing videos, don't worry. This is the last one of the year. But for those fantasy fishing players, let's break down St. Lawrence River. Let's talk about how you're going to finish the season strong, possibly win the last prize in the Beat HellaBass group and get yourself some chattyboys.com prizes. And if you're in a league like me, where you're sitting good, you got to finish strong, see if you can finish this off. And how is that weather going to play and how you pick your roster? Quick look back at Champlain. Had a decent tournament, not great. Honestly, Fighter was the worst pick. I didn't see that coming. He's like literally never had a finish out of the top 5, but it didn't work out this week. So again, a couple percentage points, but those are probably just the people that didn't get their roster in. So we moved up a couple tenths. We're well into the green, sitting pretty good overall. Top 600. You can see there it went. Brian Schmidt, solid as always on Champlain. Seth Fighter, uncharacteristically. You know, he caught him pretty good, like 16, 17 pounds a day, but that's just 18 pounds a day to make the cut. Felix, my lone championship day contender. Edu had one slip up one day, and then Lawford, pretty solid. Buckety, pretty happy with the barrister down there. Looking at the Beat HellaBass group leaders, Mr. Blister leading everything here. Winner, R. Dyer, Long Lake, 2876. I sent you a note. So respond to that to claim your prize. Over at Drain the Lake, W. Judy Mitney sent you a note as well. So let me know, and we'll get you out your prizes to your chattyboys.com prizes. Thanks for chattyboys.com supporting this fantasy fishing season, the Beat HellaBass group. It's been an awesome partnership. A lot of you prize winners have cashed in and got some good stuff. If you haven't got a chance to cash in, check out their end of the year Garmin sale and all that they got going on their website. You can use code HBFREE to save free shipping. Go ahead, thank them for supporting this group and supporting the channel. Just go visit, see what they got, and if you see something you like, maybe support them. Moving on to St. Lawrence River. Now they're gonna have pretty mild temperatures. It's only gonna be in like the 70s most days. So interesting conditions, not super hot, so fish care shouldn't be a big issue. But those anglers go all in on the lake and don't maybe know the intricacies of how to like get by sneaky spots, don't have that experience, you know, places where they can scratch out 18 to 20 pounds and get by on a windy day or fall back onto the river could be problematic. If they are all in on the lake and we got 25-mile winds out of the south, it could wash out and make some of this stuff unfishable. I'm going to look for anglers that have a little more experience out of Clayton, and that's how I'm going to make my roster. I'm leading both my private fantasy leagues, doing okay overall in the game, and I want to make sure I finish strong and seal out those wins. So we are bucket E. We're starting out. We're getting our rosters in way before any of the fantasy fishing percentage, owner percentage is in. So we're going to make these very pure picks here. So in bucket E, a couple interesting names here. Alex Weatherall is from the north. Josh Douglas, tough Champlain, but no smallmouth. Plenty of experience here. Micah Frazier, I believe, has a win here, but that was out of Waddington. Hallman coming off a decent event at Champlain. Sukup, known for his front-facing sonar prowess, but it really hasn't worked out for him yet much this year. Those are some names to think about. But I'm going to go Chad Pipkins. He's got a pretty strong resume. I think outside of 1 year where he had a bad tournament, he's pretty much a top 50 top 20 check cashing machine, knows big water, likes to fish Great Lake style. He actually prefers this type of water more than he likes like St. Clair. When he's on St. Clair, he goes to like Erie or Huron. So he's going to be very comfortable getting out in that big waves, big water, fishing out on Ontario. So I think he's a pretty safe pick. He's probably going to be a pretty high percentage pick here, but in bucket E, I'm going to go safe rather than sorry. Moving on to bucket D, Mullins. Very well on smallmouth lately. He's had a couple of good smallmouth events in a row here. Zaldane, some good experience here. Guys that are probably looking at that win and you're in type situation. Alex Redwine having a strong smallie season. In the last 2 seasons, has cashed a check in every northern event. It is coming off a top 5, I think, at Champlain. Fishing really well right now for smallmouth. But I'm going to sneak just down the list a tiny bit more, and I'm going Jacob Fouts here. He's got back-to-back, I think, top 10s, or pretty close to 2 top 10s in a row here. He was a little sick on Sunday, but he seemed to bounce back. I think he had the biggest bag of the day today on Champlain, so him and Redwine both, I went back and forth really hard on Redwine or Fouts. And for some reason, I just trust Fouts just a tiny bit more. Hopefully that he doesn't get too sick, his health doesn't deteriorate. If I'm like on social media and I'm like seeing like he's not feeling so good, he's like going to the hospital, then maybe we'll flip back to Redwine. But we're gonna go Jacob Fouts. He's just seems dialed in, comfortable. Obviously, him and Redwine are very comfortable fishing smallmouth. That's bucket D. Bucket C, I think Taco Ito is going to get the majority of the play here. Gustafson's going to be a popular pick. Cody Huff doing pretty well in these smallmouth tournaments. Paul Mueller, very strong out of the Great Lakes, but he's had some inconsistency over the years on the big lake. Jonathan Kelly could be a sneaky pick if you're looking for kind of a sneaky low percentage play. He's probably not going to get a ton of love here in the bucket, but I'm gonna go Taku here. Taku has won here. He's come close a couple times. He's been very consistent. He's got the experience that we're looking for in this potentially windy. I know he doesn't like the wind, but I think he knows enough where he's going to be able to get by in this tournament. And Taku had one bad day at Champlain, almost won at St. Clair. So I like him. Hopefully his slightly worse finish at Champlain keeps a few percentage points off him. Seth Feider has done well here, and Seth Feider needs to have a good tournament to requalify for the Classic. So there's a lot of things at play here. But we're gonna go Taku. We want to see smallmouth Disneyland. After Thursday, looks like the weather's going to lay down. So if Taku can survive Thursday, look for big things out of him at Thousand Islands. Bucket B. Now, these are the anglers that are pretty much in the Classic unless they have a bomb. We've got Polnick defending champ here. Uncharacteristically really bad tournament at Champlain. He's going to be mad at him. So I think that's going to bode well for people that want to pick Polnick. We got both the Johnston brothers. We got Austin Felix coming off a top 10. Downey took a top 10 last year when we were here. Lester, he almost won on this fishery. Lots of interesting here. Anglers. Iconelli's had some success here. Kennedy in this bucket. He is basically the bubble boy for the Classic right now. But I'm going Chris Johnston. I think a lot of people are going to probably take one of the Johnstons here. And I think a lot of them are going to go Corey, so I'm going to go Chris. Chris is doing a little better in the AOI this year, so a little less pressure for him to stay in the Classic race. And I'm gonna go Chris. And not sure really why, but it's hard not to go with one of the Johnston brothers in this bucket. Finally, bucket A. This is tricky. Tons of options. So you got Welcher and Cobb, 6 points apart at the top at AOI. Either one of them gets a top 10, they kind of ice out the rest of the field. But then if they both made a top 10, it would be neck and neck. Welcher probably has a little bit better track record on the St. Lawrence recently. We've got John Cox in this bucket. Robertson coming off a big smallie finish here. Blaylock, who's had a lot of success. Kiyoyo Fujita, coming off the win at Champlain, obviously understands this front-facing stuff. Don't know he has a lot of experience here, but maybe he's pre-practice. Cooper Gallant has some good experience at an open here. Obviously doing really well in smallmouth. Bryant Smith, obviously understand this front face. He's coming off a top 10 at Champlain. There's a lot of momentum things here at play, but I'm going to go a little bit maybe somebody that's in the hunt if one of these guys slips for AOI. We also got Jay Shakurin, who won last time and set the record. So he's an obvious pick. But I'm going to go a little different direction here. But I'm going to go Patrick Walters. He has really spent a lot of time staying up north after having some bad tournaments up north that have kept him out of an AOY. He's been putting his homework in. He's making top tens on Smalley. He was right in the mix again at Champlain. He's got a ton of experience here. He's putting in the work. I just got a feeling that Walters is going to go on the radar and he's going to be a great value pick here in Bucket A. Tiebreaker weight. Last year, there were 2 guys over 100 pounds. Now, we got this win day on Thursday that I think that's going to just like temper things. I think we're still going to be way in the 90s. So I'm going to go like 96 pounds, 3 ounces for my tiebreaker here. But it definitely could be over 100 pounds. I heard somebody saying, like one of the Johnson brothers saying it's going to almost take 100 pounds to make the top 10. I don't know if it's going to be that good, but after Champlain, who knows? Like Champlain was crazy good. Like weights were way up. Let's jump over to Drain the Lake. Here I'm sitting at 90.2%. I don't know. It'd be nice to finish strong here. Maybe we can hopefully pick a winner. So I had saved Bernie Schultz all year to use on the St. Lawrence River. And then he had to pull a bicep muscle. Cifuentes is going to take his spot on my original planning roster. We got Polnick. We're putting Cooper Gallant in, Chris Johnston, Bob Downey, Corey Johnston. We're going to put Mueller in. I think he's got a chance to win here. Justin Atkins is still available he's been fishing really good lately. You know what? Let's see here. I think I'm going to go Justin Atkins here at the end of the year. So there's my Cifuentes, Polnick, Gallant, Johnston, Downey, Johnston, Mueller, and Atkins for my final Drain the Lake roster. One last call out, support chattyboys.com for supporting this all season on the fantasy fishing. And if you're flat out sick of me yapping about fantasy fishing and you just want to watch a good old-fashioned tournament video, watch this video on the screen right here.